Hello, everybody, and welcome to the other side of rock bottom. If you're new here, I'm Kathy, and this channel exists for one simple reason to remind you that no matter how far you've fallen, there is life, healing, and hope on the other side. Here we share real stories, not just the polished version or not the highlight reel, but honest journeys through addiction, trauma, grief, mental health, and recovery, and what it truly looks like to rebuild a life. You don't have to be sober. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to listen, connect, and believe that change is possible. So today I'm honored to be joined by Kaitlynn Marie, who courageously said yes to sharing her story. And I truly believe her story will meet someone exactly where they are. So, Kaitlynn, thank you so much for being here today.
Hi there.
Hi. So, first, before we dive right in, let me ask you this. What made you say yes to sharing your story?
I've been through a lot in my life, and I actually when I was 17, I got pregnant, and I didn't really get a chance to go to school or go to college because I raised my son instead. And a little bit ago, I actually got into school for mental health and awareness for child and adolescent, and I've also been through a a tremendous amount of trauma, addiction, grief, everything. And if I could help others not feel how I feel, then that would be the best thing I could do.
Awesome. All right, so let's go back a little bit. What was like for you life early growing up?
I had a good childhood. I grew up with very good great parents. They took very good care of us. I had a very good school throughout public school. When I got into high school, I kind of got mixed up with the wrong crowd, and I ended up moving out when I was 16. So the man that I moved away from home for, I ended up getting pregnant with his son. So it kind of connected me there to him, and he was very into drugs. So it all went from there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you were in your mid-teens then.
Yes, I was 16 when I ended up with him, and I was pregnant by 17.
Okay.
I had my son 2 weeks before I turned 18. 4 months after that, my son's father, his father, showed up at our house and he pulled a knife on me, threatened to slit my throat and kill my son. The gentleman that was there with my son's father at the time, they ended up beating up his dad pretty bad for what he was going to do to us. And my son's father ended up going away to prison for 2.5 years. So when he got out of prison, um, I went and I lived with my parents while he was gone. So I was doing pretty good while I was there. But when he got out, he was pretty much institutionalized. He didn't really know how to associate in the real world. He was all about jail. It wasn't good. So he ended up getting put on Seroquel, and we ended up moving away from home. I live in Brighton, Ontario, and he moved me out pretty far north, up to Tweed, secluded me away from my family, my friends, pretty much everything. My son was 4 then. This was after he got out of prison. He got out when Tyson was around 3. So once we moved out to Tweed, we got pretty heavy into drinking and doing drugs, as in cocaine. That was my drug of choice.
How old were you
And
there?
I was 22.
Okay.
We lived out there for about 4 months until he tried to kill me one day. Uh, we were drinking, and I think he went to the liquor store on a four-wheeler or something like that. And when he got back, he dropped the alcohol off the back of the four-wheeler, and I said something to him, and he was very angry with me. And we got in the house, and we started arguing and whatnot. And I was in the kitchen, and I looked back, and he was letting my son, who was 4 years old, drink his alcohol. So I ended up saying something and it led into him trying to kill me. I was unconscious 4 different times. I had 17 stitches in my mouth. He broke my hand, dislocated my shoulder, fractured my spine. I was taken out on a stretcher. It lasted about 2.5 hours. Two of my friends were there who I no longer talk to. They did not call the police for 2.5 hours. So once the police got there, I was unconscious, hole in my mouth. I crotch was ripped out of my pants. So I got taken out on a stretcher and taken to Belleville General Hospital with my son in the ambulance because my friends wouldn't even bring him. They instead took my money and went and bought weed. So I was lying in the hospital until my parents got there, and my father couldn't even look at me. So it was pretty bad. My mom stayed with me for the night and day, and I ended up moving back in with her for a little bit. And
Were you
I
clean and sober then?
no, no, I was still young. I was only 22. So after that, I started going out, leaving my son at my mom's and going out to the bar. And I was very messed up in the head about what he did to me. Like I didn't understand, right? And then I went out to a bar one night and I met my ex-husband. Um, I went and spent the night with him, a one night stand, something I'd never done in my whole life. I mean, I was only 22, but I went home to his place and he ended up giving me his phone, or I ended up giving him my phone number. And he called me, and I was with him for 11 years after that, doing cocaine every single day. Um, he wouldn't come home until 2 in the morning. He worked at uh, a bar and grill where he was the chef. So afterwards, he would stay and get drunk every single night, and he would bring home cocaine. And it just got me so into it. It was terrible. Once we were about 6 years in, I was pretty messed up. Like I think I was actually selling cocaine at the time, and he had me so brainwashed. And what I actually asked him to marry me, so we got married. And after that, COVID hit. And once COVID hit, and we were home every day and getting that CERB money, we just went super downhill. And it started to scare me because like I mean I could handle it. Like I would do my stuff and I'd be quiet and whatever, but because like I didn't enjoy it anymore. You know what I mean? It wasn't fun anymore. But him, this was my second partner, my ex-husband. Him, he got to the point where he was coming home and searching the vents and looking for smokes in the walls, and like it was starting to scare me. And I woke up one day and I said, like, I can't do it anymore. And I told him that. I said, I don't want to do drugs anymore. I said, it's enough for me. I said, I don't want them in the house. So about 3 months after that, he came home drunk one night and uh, begged me for money. I wouldn't give it to him. So he ended up flipping my table. My son came down. They ended up getting in a fight. I had to call 911. I was probably on 911 screaming for help for about 7 minutes until the police got here. And he ended up running out the door with no shoes on. The police got him straight out the door, handcuffed him, took him away. And that was how I never let him come back. After that, I met my boyfriend, and he was very good to me, but I still was drinking a lot.
How old
And
were you then?
my I was not doing drugs anymore, but I liked my alcohol because I got to the point where I needed a well, not needed, but I wanted a drink every day because he wouldn't come home from work at the point for 10 years. He would not come home, so I would have to, and we lived next door to the bar. So I could just walk over, right? So it was easy for me. And so once I met my boyfriend and I was working, I've been a waitress for about 18 years. And I was working at Vito's, and it got to the point where I was taking alcohol in my canisters to work every day. Like I was a functional alcoholic. I could not go to work unless I had alcohol in my system or I'd be throwing up by 2 o'clock. Um, then my best friend, I met her at the bar where my husband worked. She was an ex opiate addict. Um, so she was on methadone, trying to get clean and everything. Uh, we had a little bit of a slipping up because she ended up telling my ex-husband about my boyfriend and everything, and I just wasn't too impressed about it. We ended up reconnecting, and she came over to my house, and we got back together, and things were always fine. Like it was like we never were apart. 2 months later, I got a phone call at 10 o'clock in the morning, and she was found dead on bathroom floor from a fentanyl overdose.
Oh,
So when that happened, I started drinking bottles of gin and 12 coolers a day. I couldn't handle it. I missed her so much. I still do. But that's what pretty much turned me to like yeah, I my liver was enlarged. I couldn't go till noon anymore without a drink. My whole family knew. They were not disappointed in me, but it was a disappointment if, we were to go out for lunch, I had to have a drink at noon. And I was a mess. So I think it was about 6 months after she died, I got fired from my job.
hmm.
Uh, it wasn't because I was drinking at work, but it's because I was calling in so much to not go for appointments for my liver, for being hungover, for not wanting to go because I'm too drunk, like that kind of
Right,
thing. And when I got fired, it was like a fucking smack in the face. Like I loved my job.
right.
And
So, was there a moment that you knew something had to change?
oh yeah, for sure. After I got fired, I started going to my doctor more, to ask him for help. He ended up telling me that if I did not quit drinking, he was going to send me to detox. So he ended up putting me on Ativan. So I took that for about, I think it was 2 months, because he would only give me so many. And I went to AA for, I think, probably the first 7 months because a friend of mine, she was my son's family, and we were very close friends. So I would go to AA with her. So I got like all the way up to my 1 year chip. And but I don't go anymore. I'm not very religious. I'm kind of an atheist. Everything I've been through, I don't see how everything could happen. But I'm still sober.
Right,
I mean, I work on it every single day. I don't talk to anybody. I mean, it's been sad that I've had to cut people out of my life. I mean, the ones that I have, I know that I'll have forever. But
right.
there's been close friends that I can't talk to anymore. People that I'm not allowed to bring in my house because it's just a risk for me not to stay sober anymore.
Yeah.
So,
So,
um, if
what did rock bottom look like for you? Did you recognize it at the time as rock bottom, or was it
I
later?
no, I don't think so. I thought I was okay. Like I thought, I don't think I actually realized until I got a few months in sober and started looking back because, like, even now, when I go look at my pictures from 3 or 4 years ago, my face is like completely bloated. And
Right.
and that was another thing too that was a big warning sign for me was my whole body started swelling up.
Mm,
So I wasn't sure because I also I just had surgery on both of my wrists for bilateral carpal tunnel. So I have to take hand meds. So I wasn't sure if I was swelling up from the drinking or from my meds, but I
right.
knew something was wrong and I had
Right.
to get to the bottom of it. So
Well, what was the hardest part when you first decided to get sober? Did you go to detox?
I did not go to detox, but I went to AA every single Tuesday night.
Okay. All right.
Um,
What else helped you? What was the, actually, let me back that up. What was the hardest part for you in the beginning?
not having my best friend.
Okay. All
She,
right.
yeah, no, I mean, when I lost her, it was, I don't know, something just hit me. And
Broke.
once I did almost drink myself to death, I wanted to change for her.
Amen. So, what surprised you most about early recovery?
I'm surprised I actually stuck with it, honestly. I
Okay.
didn't think I could do it. I
Why is
really
that?
didn't think I could do it. I don't know. It's been so long. I mean, I started doing drugs when I was 16 and till I was 32, 16 years.
Yeah.
And the whole time, though, I was with men that abused me, who put me down, who made me not worthy of myself, who, I didn't really like who I was. I didn't take care of myself. I let my teeth, get so bad that I had to get a plate on the top, but I worked every single day to afford that.
Mhm. So, what are you learning
So,
about yourself now that you never knew before?
well, I mean, I've always known that I'm a kind person, but I have so much empathy. Like I just want to help people, and I don't know. I have a lot of love to give. That's for sure. I
So,
have
let
so
me
many
ask,
animals.
do you how many you have?
Oh, well, I have my pug, and then I got four girl cats, but my one girl cat just had five kittens. So I have
Oh,
10 cats and a pug here right now.
wow. And I thought
Yeah,
my
it's going
four
to be a
cats were
very
a lot.
exciting Christmas. No, it's going to be exciting Christmas.
Yeah, right. All right. So, let me ask you this. When you hear the phrase the other side of rock bottom, what does that mean to you?
That there's hope after recovery. I mean, you always have a chance. You just got to fight for it.
What does your life look like today compared to what it looked like before?
I mean, I look way better. I feel way better. My family, they trust in me more, which is great. You know, my mom's always been my best friend, but she was very disappointed in me at a time. Um, when I got married, there was a big thing at my wedding, and I didn't speak to my parents for a while after that, and that hurt me a lot. So it makes me happy that my family's so close with me now, and me and my son have a pretty good relationship. His father died actually 2 years ago. Also,
Mm,
he died from cardiac arrest, but from
mm,
DTS from heavy drinking. Uh, so it was hard after he died as well. My son went through some pretty rough times, but
yeah.
I've always been here. So
So let
it's
me ask you this. What are you most proud of yourself for?
staying sober every day.
What else?
I don't know. I mean, being who I am. Spreading joy. I mean, I share my recovery out loud every day. A lot of people don't do that. So,
Right. Well, that actually brings us to the part here where you get to speak directly to whoever might be watching right now. So if someone is watching now that feels hopeless or stuck, what would you want them to know?
you always have support. I mean, there's always somebody out there that's willing to help. Don't ever feel like you're alone. I mean,
Oh,
here's me, I'd be willing to help anybody if they reached out to me.
awesome.
That's
What
one
would you,
thing. One thing everybody needs to know is you're never alone.
we all walk different paths, but I truly believe we have more commonalities than we do differences. Your abuse, your trauma, obviously your own and different than what I experienced in my 14 years or 16 years of growing up with an abusive dad, you know.
Yeah,
But the thing is, we're not alone, and you can share your story. I can share my story, and we can share what helped us get through.
exactly. And the thing with me too is like I was with my ex-husband for 11 years, and he was a narcissist, right? So it was bad, and he tore me down to Like I felt like I was this big. And the fact that I sat there for all those years and thought I was alone, that's why I want to help people.
Awesome. So, what would you say to the version of you who didn't believe things could get better?
You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
All right. And finally, what does hope look like for you today?
I just hope that my family finds peace, and I hope that my recovery stays strong. And I hope that hopefully this reaches people and they can be inspired to, try to live a clean lifestyle and know that if you've been through a lot, if you're hurting, there's always people here for you. Always.
There is, and that's the whole purpose of this channel and our movement. So, Kaitlynn, thank you truly for your honesty, your vulnerability, and your courage. It's
You're
stories like
welcome.
yours that matter more than you'll ever know.
Well, I
Now,
hope you have a Merry Christmas.
same to you, my friend. Same to you. And listen, to anybody who may be struggling, please hear this. You are not broken. You're not alone. Okay? You're not alone. And this is not the end of your story. If this conversation resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. This small action helps these stories reach people who need them the most. And if you're looking for connection, support, or recovery meetings, you'll find all that in the description below, so check that out. Remember, rock bottom is not where your story ends. There is healing, there is hope, and there is life on the other side of rock bottom.
Are you terrified to face tomorrow? Some mornings feel impossible. But even in the darkest moments, hope is closer than you think. You're not alone. There's hope. Written by Kathy Simmons, a certified recovery coach, Welcome to Recovery is your powerful guide to reclaiming your life. With real stories, practical tools, and compassionate insight, this book lights the way, one page at a time. Whether you're beginning, recommitting, or supporting someone through recovery, find hope, clarity, and strength within these pages. Step into your new chapter. Welcome to Recovery. Take the first step. Get your copy of Welcome to Recovery today and begin your journey to hope.